Good morning. Good morning from Hawaii. Today is such a beautiful day. It is Monday. Monday. But that's okay. I wanted to read today on Monday. Normally, I'm going to read on Sunday for the weekly reading. Um, but today's numbers, the date numbers, reduced to 2. Okay? So, harmony and the ability to connect with others. Hello, I want to connect with you today. And so does Nalu. Nalu, come on. Come, Nalu. Come say hi to our friends. Here, take some treat, honey. Nalu's been such a good girl this weekend. We had a lot of fun. I take Nalu out on her leash, and she loves to chase the birds and pounce on the lizards. She is such a cat. I love her. Huh, honey? Here, that's for you. Okay, guys, I hope you had a really amazing weekend. We're going to read my Vision Quest tarot deck today. I just love the Native American theme of this deck. It really resonates with me. I will have my next deck for my next reading, and probably I will not read this deck for a few times coming up. So let today be special. Today I have in my mind the idea of um, just being extremely grateful for the gift of life. And one of the things I've always been the most grateful for is that, I'm driven by the spiritual journey. That's what I feel is the most important goal for me in this life, is to be as conscious as possible, to tune into my intuition, and to have as much experience as possible. And in that case, that's caused me to have a lot of different jobs and live in quite a lot of different places, and I've traveled all over the world. And that's what's been important to me in this life. Not like a lot of people, and no offense, but not just sitting in one place and accumulating this massive savings. My goal has never been to accumulate a mass amount of money. Although, of course, we need money, and of course, I want to have a growing savings. But my most important and deepest desire is to connect with people and see the world and to follow my intuition into that story. So, with that in mind today, I want to ask you guys to think about what's most important to you today, and let's see what the tarot has to say to us about that. Oh, the clown in this deck. So we're just going to have fun. We're going to try not to take things too seriously. We're going to dance. We're going to enjoy our lives. We're going to interact with people. We're going to, poke that person that might be a little too serious. And we are going to celebrate this beautiful experience called life. Okay? So that's the clown. Oh, okay, guys. I'm not doing reversals in this deck. Okay, this deck is not geared for reversals. there are no reversal writings in the guidebook. So what I'd like to do in this case, I don't know, I got this mixed somehow. I'm getting the medicine woman, the high priestess. And so what I want to do is just think about it as a caution, and then also as a, because it did come up as a reversal, so I have to read it and think about it like that. So love and intuition and connection and being deeply dedicated to passing our wisdom to help others, and to be in a flow of gaining wisdom and giving in a fun and energetic way. And maybe if it came up in reverse, we can think about how maybe we need to push that idea a little harder. Maybe we've been a bit stagnant, so we need to think about maybe joining a social group, or maybe saying yes to an invitation that's coming up this week, or somehow getting more out of ourselves, um, and giving what we're getting by being deeply spiritually connected to our intuition in a fun and loving way. The Three of Earth, growth. So this is the Three of Pentacles. And so the simple thing for me to read here is that from this process we grow. Okay, this is life. We have fun with it, although we're very, very serious about quieting our minds and getting deeply connected, hearing the messages, getting the instructions, feeling the confidence and the wisdom to know that we can achieve whatever we're being instructed to do. We can have fun with it, and then we're going to slowly grow. From these seeds in the ground, we sprout up, and when we do, we don't question it. We don't question it. We don't, as we're growing, so to speak, when we get further and further away from the soil as we grow, we don't say sorry that we're growing, okay? And in the same way, we don't say sorry to people that don't want to grow with us. Sorry, I have some personal things going on with that in my life right now, and I feel much, much better personally, that I'm, putting out some negativity out of my mind and just saying, hey, this is what's meant to be, and I'm following that. And I'm not saying sorry for it, because to grow means, unfortunately or fortunately, to outgrow. So something's got to give. This, whatever this is going to turn into, let's say it's going to be a flower. I'm not quite sure, but it can't be that under the soil. And we all know that. This is like growth 101 here. And again, we want to have fun with it, because especially on a Monday morning, we can wake up and say, oh God, we got to be so serious. And we woke up yesterday on a Sunday, and we slept an extra hour, and we woke up and we wore our house slippers and our robe. And maybe there's a certain Sunday breakfast that you like. You had some pancakes. Actually, I did have pancakes yesterday, ube pancakes with my wife. We walked down the street. It's not something we always do, but it was just a fun idea, and it really was fun. And we woke up in this lighthearted, fun spirit because it was Sunday, and we could easily put out the pressures of what we maybe are working on in our work and in our world. But then we woke up Monday, and suddenly we feel like we need to be, you know, stressed about what we have to accomplish, and we turn on the phone and there's all these emails, and it's just it's life. And what we can do is we can lose our joy and our sense of gratitude because we feel all this pressure. But life is a gift, you know. Life is a gift, and uh, those kind of pressures and those kind of things that we humans have to, you know, have to endure are part of that gift. Okay, nothing comes free, so we have to put the work in, but we can do it in a way where we have fun with it. And I'm guessing probably you're probably pretty good at that. And furthermore, if what we have in our life is too much pressure that we're not being able to do this, then we need to meditate, go in deep, and look for the messaging that's going to to help us to understand what to do next. You know, do we need a new job? Is it time to get rid of this person that you're dating? Sorry to sound harsh, but sometimes, you know, we get stuck even though we know it's probably not the path we want moving forward. But we look for the messaging and we go into it joyous and gratefully, and we grow from that. So, whatever situation you're in today and what you're going to be in for this week, the message is to look inside and remember life is supposed to be fun, okay? And if it wasn't challenging and if it wasn't complicated a bit, we wouldn't grow as much probably. And there's, I don't really know anyone that doesn't have some challenges. I just think that that's innate, and we accept that. And the goal is the growth. Okay, so we've got 0 and 2 and 3 is 5, so that's freedom. So this process creates freedom, and it takes discipline and it takes courage. I think I think we have to be courageous to be successful in this life, because I don't know about you, but when I wake up in the morning, I mean, I really try to plant in my mind the idea that this life is a gift. I'm alive and I have got the opportunity to take another day to do what I choose to do and do my best at it. And so I try to keep that in mind, you know. And if we do that, it makes the day so much better. If we wake up feeling bogged down and negative, we're already ruining our own day. And so I think this process and then the growth thereof and the discipline it takes creates the freedom to have that Sunday with pancakes, you know, and and your significant other, and just, you know, it was such a lovely, lighthearted day. My wife is such a cool girl. I love her so much, and yeah, we laughed, and it was a wonderful treat. So, if you're short on time, I wish you a really amazing day today. And if you'd like to stick around, I'm just going to quickly read from the guidebook. Okay, so the clown is the what they call in essence in this guidebook freedom. So there you go. Freedom and freedom. It adds to 5 and it starts with freedom. Humor, innocence, independent spirit, enthusiasm, love of life, ability to love, non possessiveness, egolessness, in harmony with self and life. Okay? So that's great. I love that. So the inner message is this is a sign of good fortune for all those who strive for true inner freedom. It symbolizes your childlike innocence and playfulness. The clown has realized that any bondage, as comforting and profitable as it may seem to the greedy ego, will only lead them astray. He is free to live his truth, free to express what he really is. He has dropped his masks forever. They are no longer needed because the clown is wise enough to know that he has nothing to lose. Moreover, he has mentally disengaged from social restrictions of any kind. The spiritual path he points out to you is one of being instead of having, possessing, attaching. His way is one of pure enjoyment, just fooling around and having fun because he has developed the ability to simply not identify himself with anything seriously. Okay. The outward manifestation. Most Native American ceremonial rituals reserve a place of honor for the clown, a dancer who mocks others behind their backs in a sweetly hilarious way. The tail of a coyote may be fastened to his side so he can provocatively swish it in front of everyone's nose. He fools around with his mask, hops around other dancers, pulls their hair, imitates their movements. A raucous sense of humor, a sparkling lightheartedness is considered an essential element in these holy invocations. With his irreverent, unselfishness ways, the clown makes everyone aware of the need to continuously find balance between the two extremes every energy comes along with. If we maintain a seriousness that excludes all silliness, we tend to become fanatical. If we neglect to concentrate long or precisely enough, projects don't get attention they need for further development. So I always say these things can be inner and outer, right? So we're doing this within ourselves, but maybe you have someone in your life that needs you to be a little bit lighthearted around them. Oh, don't take it so seriously, you know. So maybe this is a message to reach out to a friend that might be having some challenges. I don't know. It's interesting. Okay, so let's go to the High Priestess. In this deck is the Medicine Woman. Intuition, soulfulness, your female component, initiation, healing, love for mankind, prophecy and clairvoyance, visionary power. I love on this deck, personally as a man, I love when this deck talks about the female component because I think we men can sometimes forget that. And I think when you think of intuition and you think of diplomacy, maybe um, slightly more soft-heartedness, um, you know, a lot of the things that we might consider to be our feminine side. Sometimes we can forget about that and we can just be super, you know, overly tough and get ourselves into situations that didn't need to happen, you know, because we're a hard-headed male. So our soft side needs to be addressed. And intuition and soulfulness in this, in essence, is really what hits me the hardest. The inner message here is that Medicine Woman symbolizes your feminine powers, the soulfulness within. By flooding you with intuitions, she initiates you into her many mysteries. Among other things, she can start and accelerate healing process. Once you submit to this energy within you, you will also be healed. Holy comes from healed wholeness, is revealed through healing. Initiation in this case means to be introduced to your own healing powers. These spring from the deepest and highest dimensions of our consciousness. Relax deeply, and a miraculous healing knowledge will arise spontaneously. The more playful and flexible you are when receiving intuitive insights, the more accurate your forecast will be. The more silently alert you become, the more directly and clearly your intuition speaks to you. So it says, Relax deeply, and miraculous healing knowledge will arise spontaneously. And the more playful and flexible you are, the more intuitive insight you receive. So these cards are going hand in hand in here. They're saying get serious and take some meditation time, some quiet time, but do it in a way, uh, you know, from joy and gratitude, and having fun with it actually. And so the outward manifestation, intuitive powers can affect your life only when you give them enough room to unfold. What Medicine Woman stands for cannot be forced or conjured up. To let her affect the course of your daily life, you must first recognize your negative thought patterns and consciously let them go. Only then will it be possible to drink from the well of intuitive wisdom that is seamlessly connected to the source of all life. Wherever it manifests in the universe, the wisdom that arises from the ground of all being is limitless and eternal, indescribable beyond words. To wake up to it, a lot of attention has to be directed within. To be healed internally, love needs to be found within. Your path is to follow your intuition. So, a lot of within in this. And so, meditation and setting aside quiet time every day and to just listen to what comes through. And again, to do it in a lighthearted way. Don't take yourself too seriously, but at the same time, listen to what's coming in. And then from that, the outcome, if you will, is going to be a really great growth. And I think growth can be painful, obviously, but it's like a good pain. I don't know. Three of Earth, growth, productive work, enhanced creativity, patience, vigilance, precision, concentration, breakthrough. If you steadfastly concentrate on what you planned without become blinded or distracted, you can use this rising energy very fruitfully. Just as there are times to celebrate and do nothing, there are phases where work gets done with great ease. This is such a time. Make use of it. Okay? Make use of this time. Outward manifestation. Simply concentrate on your work and what you have planned. You now have everything it takes to complete a task joyfully and with success. Your willingness to pay attention to details will bring you more than the desired recognition. Whatever you touch will turn out well if you just stay focused now. So, what we focus on grows, right? And we know what to focus on because we meditated and we got the messages. And we know when we're engaging in a task, the feeling we get, we know what we are meant to engage with. And again, I love, love, love. This is a reminder that life is supposed to be fun, even though there's a serious process going on here. Okay, so we don't want to take it too seriously, but we do want to do it well and be successful at it, right? So whatever it is today, so maybe it's time to get out your resume. I always say certain things because I think that's life. We are always looking at the better job, growing the business, um, the practical circumstances being taken care of. Then we have this social agenda where, of course, we want to be loved and respected and have friends. We need to invest in that and take time with that. And then, of course, I think most of us, at least, want to have a partner. It's really lovely to be in love. Uh, that can be quite complicated. And I think there's a joy in that complicatedness. There's so much reward in that. And to do everything, and this is not easy to do. I'm certainly not saying, I can do this kind of stuff without any effort, because that is not true. But if we can just keep reminding ourselves that it's supposed to be fun, then I think that's going to make it fun. Okay? So this week, make it fun. Whatever it is you're following, whatever guidance you're getting, uh, do it joyfully and willingly and have fun with it. And it's going to work out. Because I think the last thing I want to say today is that just came into my head is when we get this messaging, it's not always just for us. Let's say you're hoping that you get a new job. It could very well be that that company needs you to grow, and it needs you in the office to be a shining light for the people in there. So when you put in that resume, think of it as, hey, I'm bringing something to the table here beyond the skills for this job. Okay, I'm bringing a certain energy, and that's going to make the whole thing better. So I have a lot to offer, and here's my resume. And if you don't hire me, that's your loss, And same thing when you go on that first date. Hey, I am a great catch, so don't miss out. Okay, guys, I hope you have a wonderful week, and I will speak to you soon. Aloha. Hey, Naru. You got some treats, honey? Mm-hmm. Here, turn around. Show the guys. My little white paw kitty. Watch out. Hey. Hey. Yeah, sweetie. I love you. Yeah.